Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're taking a look at one of the final challenges of Streetman Fighter. It is the Cheers Challenge. So I do know criteria-wise what they're looking for is they wanted to showcase happy times, a moment of happiness, things of that nature. But also I would assume they wanted to see some form of integration of what makes the crew like the crew. So we're going to take a look at the 4 remaining crews at this point in time in the competition. I know it is B2B, Ambitious, We Them Boys, and Just Jerk. I am going to be playing them in the ranking order of how the competition ended up, with Just Jerk being the last one we view and B2B being the first one. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right.
Just Jerk.
I'm curious to see a more humorous take of Just Jerk in this. Very funky. Yeah. Love it. They had some locking there. Still got some locking going on. Woo! Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. It's so nice to see them explore a very different way of interpreting this timbre. It's so different than their mega. Even here. Yeah, like I can still see fingerprints of Young Jay, but this is so different than what we've seen in Mega and what we saw in the Muses Streetman. Like this. Oh, I love the color grade of the lighting for that. That was super fun. I really like that. I will say if we are ranking these, I would have picked We Them Boys over Just Jerk over this challenge. Not to say because of, yeah, it was more emotional. I feel like the challenge was a happy moment. They both displayed it was very clear what We Them Boys was doing. It was very clear they wanted us to see their moments and their joy, and they replicated it, and they did it in such taste, and they did it that looked like them. Some of their content was way more in unison. Here, this really still looks like a high caliber performance from Just Jerk. I would really say like Just Jerk and We Them Boys are definitely neck and neck in the show in a lot of ways, but I feel like some of the bigger challenges like Mega Crew, Just Jerk really took that. Now, if We Them Boys scored in the upper ranks for the majority of the challenges, I feel that it would be very, very tight. But Just Jerk has really been the most consistent out of everybody. They've been able to showcase and do other people's choreo. Not just one person, but multiple people of the crew are able to do other styles. And I really like that. And I love the fact that my one note that I've been carrying over from the different routines we've seen from Just Jerk, they technically have applied it, and they have never, it was applied without any influence of anybody, and I think that's super cool that I'm able to see just the growth or the exploration of different aesthetics outside of what we're usually used to seeing. And I think that's what made this so enjoyable. They really took a funky approach. The track's funkier. How they're carrying themselves is way funkier. The suits were great. They really approached it with locking, and then they added a way more popping fundamentals within it. Now, with locking and popping, they did come from the West Coast, so they do complement each other fairly well, but they are different communities. They can overlap in a sense, but I really like how they're just vibing out, swing, boom, boom. The build-up's so nice. It's entertaining. Yeah, so what they're doing is they're they're integrating popping fundamentals with locking fundamentals, and I think that's what reiterated my point I just made. Those can be very cohesive and done well together because the genre of music, I would say funk, right? But there's just different timbres or different tonal colors that are integrated within the respective styles because of the communities they came from. I love this. Just, you know, just the locks into the Muscle Man's variations of the snaps and points. I love it. The Into the Locks is very clean with the Tom and Jerry. I absolutely love it. And they're gimmicky, and they're vibing with each other, and you can tell they have a great relationship with each other. I love this. That was so nice. They're just very clean, and they execute all on the same level in these new styles that we're seeing from them. This was super fun, very gimmicky. Yeah. That did feel kind of, it wasn't a Witch Away, but it has a similar openness that a Witch Away can cause with like more of this overlapping of the legs. And I really liked that choice that they made. And some of them are like partially taking off their suits. And now they've fully taken it off, but they've done it in a way that, notice in the formation, it doesn't take away from the formation, it still makes it look symmetrical, which I really like. Two. That right of boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just a huge fan of just the choice. Because when you hear that horn, and it just sounds so, like if the horn had a face, it'd be like this, you know, like and just how they're expressing it, it just has this classiness with a little bit of spunk and funk. Yeah, I'm just a huge fan of how they're progressing it up. And they're making, like I said, they're making different choices. It's very similar to like we've seen Ambitious, something that we've liked from them. If they have explored different styles, and 1 Million also very much, they were forced to in some ways with that Latin challenge for them. But they explore different genres, and it's so nice to see them really hone in on a style that is complementary to what we've seen them do, that's comfortable, but it just feels like they're marrying it in such a nice way. I love that where they use that high pitch where it sounds like a scream from the horn. They use it to bringing someone back to life. That was so enjoyable. Just the little runs, even the basket runs are not just your typical ones. They were very intentional with how they did them. Really, really quick feet. So even then I think is progress with my note about the basket runs. Yeah. And you have your unison cleanliness section, but if you look here, I know this is Young Jay's vibe. It is not that typical peel up like what S1 would do a lot with those more of the dubstep kind of sounds, rhythmic patterns and such. That right there was super cool. With that peel up and that add-on was so nice and different than what we've seen from them. This was so fun. 2, 3, 4, and they turned to yellow, and one of them just stayed up. And he's like, "Hey!" And then what I love too is just the light went back to white, and he said, and they went back to yellow, and then he said, "Down to yellow." I think that was really smart, collaborative with the lighting guy, super fun, made it very gimmicky. And I think looking here, is it? No, so if you look, Hulk is the only one I think who actually has color still on his vest. Everybody else has like a tie, suspenders. So I like that it's all a little different. We have, I think one of them, S1 maybe, just has nothing. It's just all white. That was really, really fun. I think every crew brought something that made it so enjoyable, and I think everybody met the challenge beautifully. And I'm in a place too where it's not really about did they meet the criteria. I mean, yes, they technically did. Do I think, out of all of the ones, my personal preference would probably be We Them Boys, just because of the sentimental value of it and just what they did and how they did it was brilliant. But I would say Just Jerk put on an amazing performance here. It definitely met the criteria of what this challenge was, and they did it with class, and it felt like them, and it felt like we got to see an elevated version of some things we've already seen from them, which is very hard to do because the quality that they've brought has been top tier to begin with. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been wonderful. At this point, I only have one more challenge to watch before the end of Street Man Fighter for me. I am so happy that I've had the opportunity to react to all of the entire series. It's been awesome, and I can't wait to continue with discussions and possibly a second season. Hopefully that would be really cool, just to be able to do this in real time, because I know I'm about a year late from a lot of these, but it's kind of nice where I get to understand more context of everything too, so it helps me be more objective and help approach these situations or these challenges in a different vibe and different mindset, which is super fun. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.